Keep them short and simple. I mean, there is actually a really nice product from Orly called Breathable. And Breathable is just a polish. You put it straight over your natural nails. You don't use top coat or a base coat. But what's really nice about Breathable is that it allows the water to penetrate through the polish and evaporate, which means that you're not going to get that chippage. But what's so cool is that it actually has all of the benefits that you would need to create healthy, strong nails. So Breathable is a really good product, especially if you've got your natural nails and they're short like yours. And I think short is very fashionable. I mean, do you remember when it all used to be stilettos?
Yeah, stilettos and edge nails, like
it's just too much. It's like, I remember when it all used to be stilettos, but now I think short is sexy.
Yeah, short is very fun, and it's easy to work with, you know, especially when you're doing different things around the house. And with my friend, I do my friend's nails, and she, you know, likes to keep them short this time around because she works with her hands a lot, and plus, you know, she has a child, and you know, she does different things and stuff like that. So yeah, ain't nothing wrong with short nails. So
and it looks good. And you've got beautiful long fingers. Your fingers are so long, so it doesn't matter about how long your nails are. So yeah, it'll be nice.
Yeah, I wanted to get into in terms of like just dealing with the whole pandemic and being inside, and you know, with these other things like with like mental health, like how important is mental health? Because I know you mentioned in your blog, you're also a blogger and author as well, and you talked about your experience dealing with breast cancer and how you overcame it. So if you can share your story in terms of, you know, when you went through breast cancer and how you overcame it and ways to overcome it, like how did you overcome it? That'd be great, as well as how important mental health is.
So I had breast cancer when I was, I just opened my salon. So I literally had my salon for like 2 months. I was in my 30s. And you know, I had a full mastectomy, and then I had a reconstruction on this other side as well, because I had big boobies at the time. And now I've got a nice little D size, but I was like an E. And at the time back then, I mean, we're talking a long time ago, a woman in her 30s to have breast cancer was really unusual. My breast cancer nurse, when I used to go afterwards, she was like, oh, here's our special one. You're the only one at your age. And, you know, so now it's not unusual, which is a real shame. You know, unfortunately, you know, cancer doesn't distinguish between age anymore. But how did I get over it? I don't think you ever get over it, because you never completely trust your body. And I have undergone some shit times with my body. It's not just with the breast cancer. I've got a condition called benign intracranial hypertension, or IIH, sometimes it's called over there. And that is just where the fluid on my brain doesn't drain. So I have a shunt in my spine, and I've had agoraphobia because of it. And I've had lymphedema, I've had cellulitis in my arm because of the breast cancer. So it's just been a one and the over. I've had liver issues. I've got liver issues now, and all of these things are hurdles that we play with, we have. And how do you get over it? You don't get over it. You just deal with it. So I've been in therapy for years, and I have had pretty serious depression. I've been on drugs because of depression. And I think one thing that I've learned is that you cannot control anything. You can only control how you react to it.
Mm-hmm.
And too many times I see people give up and give in and get overwhelmed with the situation so much that they're paralyzed by it. Now, there's nothing that I can say to help anybody get out of that situation. They will have to find that themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But you can stop yourselves from getting into that situation.
Mm-hmm.
And you do that by looking at the light. I used to say to my therapist, I can feel myself going down, because it's like looking down and there is this big circle of darkness. Mm-hmm. And I'm on the edge of that darkness. Now I can jump in, or what she'd say was, she said, you just need to lift your head up and mm-hmm. you need to look at the light. And if you look at life as not something to survive, but just something to experience, the mm-hmm. dark days are just an experience. Mm-hmm. But there is a balance with everything. There is the dark, but there is light. So when you are in your darkest moment, the only way that you can go is to the light. Mm-hmm. That's it. So, you know, I don't know how to answer that, because mm-hmm. How did I deal with it? I had therapy. I talked. I mm-hmm. understood myself. Mm-hmm. And I was honest. Mm-hmm. I was honest with myself. I was honest with my family. Mm-hmm. And I didn't hide from it. Mm-hmm. But that takes more guts than the cancer. Then, you know, I've got the potential of, you know, sitting in a wheelchair in the future. I'm not going to do that. I refuse for that to happen. Mm-hmm. But it can if I allow it. And I mm-hmm. think that's where you've got to think, right, okay, am I going to let this beat me, or am I going to fight this? And mm-hmm. I'm not going to, this is my life here. This is my joy. This is mm-hmm. where I go. And mm-hmm. I know that's not actually going to help many people. I don't know how to answer that question. Mm-hmm. The way I got out of it, I don't know. I just mm-hmm. did. Mm-hmm. And I think I did it because I was patient with myself, and mm-hmm. you know, I gave myself a break, and I said mm-hmm. the only thing I need to do is look at that light.
Mm-hmm. And I like how you mentioned that, because you're basically saying to be positive, like shift your way of thinking about like whatever you go through, because if you get so much into that negative space so much, sometimes you're making a type of condition or what you have worse. And yes. When I asked about like how did you overcome it, what I was saying is like, are there like any remedies, like besides like therapy and possibly medicine, like were there any natural remedies that you have done in terms of overcoming breast cancer, or any of the shortcomings or struggles that you had?
So I physically I use CBD oil. Mm-hmm. So I use CBD oil. That is amazing. Mm-hmm. And that definitely helps. Mentally, I think it's aromatherapy. I actually, mm-hmm. for my agoraphobia, I just have to say my dog's laid down. Like throughout this whole time, been stood. Seriously, this is a good thing. Mm-hmm. Understanding dogs is easier than understanding humans. Mm-hmm. I actually, through the agoraphobia, I went through homeopathy, and I mm-hmm. went to a homeopath. I actually couldn't even leave the house. I had to leave the house with my mum. I'm mm-hmm. like 35-year-old holding my mum's hand to get out mm-hmm. of the house. And I used to go there once a month to my therapist. And that was amazing. That I think got me out of the house and stopped me from being agoraphobic. Mm-hmm. I was agoraphobic for a year, It wasn't as severe because as long as I was with somebody, it was easier for me. But every time I travel after that, I get the same grip of fear, and I arrive at the airport and I'm like, I can't do this with all of these people, and I'm traveling on my own. I'll travel to China and Australia and New Zealand on my own. And I think to myself, I can do this. I've done this before. I can do this again. And all this fear is me trying to protect myself from failing. Well, I know I can't fail. I'll only fail if I don't do it. So understanding your reaction to something and your thought process, understanding yourself. And you can do this by understanding other people, and that makes you a good educator as well. That will help you overcome the darker times. But I would say aromatherapy, homeopathy, CBD oil, those are the things really that are and a patient husband. You can't buy those at the shop.
Yeah, and I like how you really shared your story, because I think it's something, just hearing different stories of how people overcame struggle or shortcomings is very inspiring, because it goes to show, like, you can do it too. Like for me, ever since my junior year of college, I went through bad insomnia. So I would sleep like 1 to 3 hours or none at all. So I had to, throughout college, to find these different natural remedies for myself. Like I used to take like different, like over the counters, but I said, okay, no, let me find natural remedies to help my body. So I did different teas. I've done different, like I did melatonin, and like it's just a trial and error. And so for me, I still find ways to try to deal with it and to cope with it every day, because sometimes like I'll have a good night's of sleep and sometimes I may not.
What causes it? Do you know what causes it?
I think for me it's stress, a little bit of like anxiety, because during my second year of college I went through a little bit of like anxiety related things for a short period of time. So I think that could be the reason as to why I would have like these sleeping issues. So yeah, like for me, I still find remedies and ways to combat it, like different essential oils, different teas. So it's trial and error. And also, I've tried black seed oil. I've tried different things to help better my sleep. And my sleep at times can be, better. And it has been better. It has been better than how the insomnia first began. So I have been getting, but I've managed to understand of how to deal with it. And I understand like things come with time and things come with like positivity, and just say, hey, I've struggled with this before and I survived. And, if it comes back or the struggle comes back, like I'll survive again. So I like your story because it's so inspiring, because you teach others like no matter how the struggles are, no matter like what struggle you go through, you can overcome it. You can overcome that fear. You can overcome it taking power over you. So that's really, really inspiring.
There's a quote from Will Smith. It's actually in one of his films. I can't remember the film. And it says that fear is just a story that you tell yourself. It is literally, fear is imagination. It is something that you tell yourself in order to not do it, to protect yourself from doing it. And that comes back to an old egoic self, which is your childhood, that tells you this will be painful, so don't do it. Whereas we've got to be adults in this world, and we've got to push through that. Now, I cannot solve anybody's problem, and I sometimes probably seem harder on you know, by just saying these things, because people go, well, it's not the same for me. It's not the same for you. It's not the same for me. But what I've done isn't, now that I've done it, it's easy. Now that I've gone through it, it's easy. And I see people, they are in so much pain. And I think, how do you survive this? You are so brave. And whereas mine in comparison is nothing. But that's their journey. This is my journey. And if I say one little thing that will help somebody else, and like you, one little thing that would help somebody, that is amazing. You know, that's just
yeah, it's very, you know, cool to just connect with people and just to share, you know, different stories about not only your life but your shortcomings and how to overcome it. So I think it's very inspiring that, you know, to hear your story of what you went through and you overcame it and you live life with positivity, especially in your blog. You talk about a whole different topics about, you know, like you can win, you can do this, you know, so it's very inspiring. And I really appreciate you for really being open and sharing your story. It's very inspiring. And I wanted to ask about the beauty industry again, like from how you first started to now, do you see a huge shift in the beauty industry, like within nails, hair, and things of that nature, you know, like in technology, products?
I do. I see a massive shift for the good, because, you know, back then, you know, in the 1900s, back then when I first started, nails were the poor man's part of the beauty industry. You know, it was the forgotten little, you know, it was the little cousin that didn't quite know what they were doing. And but now it's a really important part. There are some key players within the industry that have raised it up. The problem I see in the industry today is that the professionalism, the quick buck mentality has the potential to destroy the industry. So people that are going, right, okay, Sam does this, I'm going to do that. So Sam buys in products. Well, I don't buy in products, but they see what I do and they do that. I'm just using myself as an example, but they might go, right, okay, so you know, Stephanie is doing education, I'll do education, because she looks like she's making money. So they just then put up a blog post, or they put up a Facebook group, and suddenly they do lives which are shit, and they're charging people. I get so cross about this, because people are paying them good money for bad stuff. And I see this with brands, I see this with education. The responsibility for the educator is to provide education for somebody that's giving you money. You have a responsibility. If I turned around to you and I said to you, you know what, I said something mean and horrible to you, and then you're like so upset, the responsibility is mine. It's not, I'm responsible for how you now react. That's I've got to deal with that. And the same applies with education and brands and products. And I think too many times I see nail technicians come up, they do a college course or they do a quick little course, and then they go, right, I'm gonna open my brand, I'm gonna educate, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna be as good as so who worked for 10 years to get where she is. And then they go, well, it doesn't work. So I get that. This is what I see today. And back then I saw passionate people paying their dues to get where they wanted. Today, I see people going, well, I can't get what I want because I'm not working very hard. And I there is this dissonance. And then what really frustrates me is that you have, can I swear? I'm going to swear.
Go ahead.
Because I've been told that makes swearing sexy. I see fucking amazing nail techs, like amazing, so talented. that cannot do any marketing at all and get overlooked by people that really do well with their marketing, but are terrible at educating. Like, get down. Come on. Off. What's this? No. Get down, please. He's like eating my nails. And I think that is okay. He just wants to look in the mirror. That's fine. And I think that's what my that's what my issue is. I'm going to show you what he's doing. Look. Can you see?
He's like looking in the mirror. Like, look at me.
He is looking in the mirror.
He's so cute. Like, how old is he?
He is really. Well, we're not sure. He's a rescue dog from Spain. Okay. He's about a year and a half. He's with a foster family now, so we wouldn't get him till January. He's just having visits. We can cope with, because we've never had a rescue dog, so. Just looking. So anyway, so yeah, that was it. I went off on my high horse. I'm sorry, but yeah, I get, and that's what I want to do with Be Inspired Online. Be Inspired Online isn't just for the students; it's for educators who get overlooked, who struggle, and I see their it just makes me so angry. There's this one girl who is now going to provide education, and I was looking at her work online, and I followed her for ages, and she posts this beautiful piece of artwork, and somebody wrote, "Oh my God, this is so good, when's the video coming out?" And I'm like, lady, this woman has spent hours doing this, and now you want to do it for free? You pay her for that. So I messaged her, this woman, the educator, and I said, don't give another video away for free. Your work is too good. Right. And if somebody wants to learn from you, then they give you money for that, because you spend time and money learning your stuff. So they don't get to learn it for free. And that's what I get cross about. I get cross, and I want to be the champion for other educators. I might actually get myself into trouble for doing all this, for saying this. But I might get myself into trouble. I'm just going to have to take a photo. I'm sorry. I'm just going to have to take a photo because that's just the funniest thing. Hello? You looking in the mirror?
Yeah, I'm glad you shared your perspective, because you notice that with now, it's instead of passion, it's like this get rich quick type scheme. And that's even now, especially during this time that we're in now, where there's so many people just trying to make money, trying to make a profit from it, from anything from Cash App or whatever it is. And so there's not much passion or thought into what they do. And it's okay, here's some nails or a product, I'm gonna sell it for $40-$50. Hold on, is this a good product? Is it money's worth? And with your courses, you make it money's worth and reasonable. It's not nothing that's overly priced and overly charged. So that's the whole entire thing with that. So I'm glad that you brought those points up. Don't do stuff for free. And that's what I've learned too in college. Don't do anything for free. Don't give, when you do an illustration or whatever it is that you do not do it for free. Charge people, your your worth and your value. And
value yourself. Well, because every time you do something for free, you are taking away money from somebody else. Because if I don't charge for education and I give away everything for free, then the next person that wants to charge for education, everyone's going, well, no, I'm not paying for that because I can get it free from Sam.
Right. Yeah.
Now, at the moment, I've got a series called Nail Art at Night. Now, that was born from a series I did in lockdown the first time, Nail Art at Noon. And that really was just a case of, let's get together, let's do some nail art. that is different, because that is a concise way of marketing yourself.
Right.
Now, I get paid for that because people buy my courses, people buy my products, people buy the educators courses that I'm promoting on the time. So every time I go live, my evening is being paid for. Now, when you just go live because you want to go live and you're like, let's go live for no call to action, then you are getting no money.
Right, exactly.
So there is a big difference. Now, that nail art at night will then be edited into time lapse, will go onto YouTube, and those will be used over and over again as marketing. So
exactly,
value. And if you're going to do free stuff, make sure you do it for yourself. That's good for you.
Exactly. Right.
Not good for anyone else.
Yeah.
Because that benefits nobody. It definitely doesn't benefit you.
Yeah, those are very good points. And what I've learned from different nail arts, including you, is like how you said, like how I said, understand your worth and your value. Like, don't, sell yourself short. And that's very, very important, especially when it comes down to having a business, especially when it comes down to selling products or anything. So I want to ask this other question. What's your perspective on success? What does success mean to you? What does striving for greatness mean to you? Because everybody has their own definition, whether it's, I want to have a nice house, a nice car, have all this money. Like, what does success and striving for greatness mean to you? And what does that look like to you?
So, in the past, success was linked to money. I have money, I'm successful. But today, I look at success as, it's funny, I literally was talking about this today. We have a very, very stressful week this week, very, very busy week. And I was saying to my assistant, Ethan, who you've met, I said, but we love what we do. It is okay because we love what we do. And this morning I got up early. I had some time with the dog. I went into my hot tub. I then decided, should I work out? Should I not work out? No, I'm going to listen to my book. I had a nice breakfast. I called my mum.
Yeah, right.
This was all before work. My husband, he was on nights. He came home. We had coffee together. I didn't need to do anything that I've done today. I choose to do it. Right. That's success. And, yesterday I had to pay £300, about $500 for 2 new tires on my car. And I'm like, oh, that's like £300 from my Christmas budget. And John, my husband, said to me, but we'll always make money. We can just do another shift. We'll just sell another course. It doesn't matter. If I get stressed over that, then that's not being very successful. Right. To trust, to have balance, to have peace of mind, to have time to do what I want to do, then I'm successful. And that's something I've only just learned. I've only just learned that. So, yeah, of course, I want a house in the country. I want a whole pack of dogs. I want 6 dogs in my office. I want somebody that will come in and clean the office in the morning and at night. I want somebody that will cook my dinner for me. And I want to be able to go on 5-star holidays and drive, fly first class. And I want all those things, but that takes money.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make me successful. It just gives me a nice life. But so being successful is getting up in the morning and doing what I want, doing what I want to do. And if I want to take the rest of the day off, I will. If I want to cancel my live tonight, I will. It makes no difference because I can. I'm not bound by anything. I've got the freedom, and that's success. In my opinion, that's success.
And the reason why I wanted to ask you this question is because, like how I said, people have different perspectives on what success is. And what I've always been taught in terms of success, or the equation for success, is preparation meets opportunity. And it's understanding also, and I'm learning this and understanding this a lot more, where how precious opportunities are. And if you don't prepare, then you miss that opportunity, you know, to help yourself propel in terms of being successful, or having taking your career or what you want to do to the next level. And I've also learned as well in terms of success. And the thing is also, like, success could be living comfortably. Success could be living a simple life. It doesn't have to be the fast cars. It doesn't have to be the big house. It doesn't have to be the, you know, the house on the prairie and the big beach house and things of that nature. And that's nice and dandy, but everybody's vision of success is very different from the other. And I read an interview from Beyonce. Beyonce was on Vogue, British Vogue. And so she even said herself, you know, she's been in the music industry for over 20 years. And she's a mom, she has 3 children. And she also said in her interview, like, how you envision success is up to you. So I found that very, very, you know, interesting. I'm glad, you know, Beyonce said that, you know, like, how you envision your success and your greatness is up to you. And there's also too, don't compare yourself to other people, because you don't know what their journey is like. You know, their success is different from your success. So,
and I think we're given opportunities that suit us. You know, you pay to prepare yourself for opportunities, but I think we're given an opportunity, whether we take it or not, or whether we recognize those opportunities. I don't think you need to be prepared for them, but I do believe that you need to accept them. And then everything falls into place. I think life is a very easy place to be. You know, if things like, for instance, this interview is taken a lot longer than I planned. So now my meeting is not going to happen this afternoon, but that doesn't mean that I need to rush to the next meeting, because there is a reason why this happens. Now, if I was to go, oh, no, I've prepared my whole day, but I've had an opportunity to discuss something with you, I have no idea why. You know, why we're not meeting at 6 o'clock and we're meeting at 1 o'clock. You know, why I don't have a drink in front of me. You know, there are reasons for all of this. And I just have to roll with it and allow it to unfold. This is such a new learning for me. And I think, in a way, that's a tiny sort of, it's a success. You know, that in itself is an amazing success for me, because I am so uptight and so controlling in other areas. So to relax and just let things unfold is good. It's good.
You know? It's good, you know.
And the one thing I've learned is that by letting it all happen, you will get the money and the fast cars and the house on the hill. You'll get all that, because that's where you're meant to be. But if you start manipulating things and going, oh, I can't, because then you're being pushed in a direction that you're not meant to be in, you know.
Right, you know, and also live life to the fullest. That's another aspect of, you know, being successful too. You know, live life to the fullest and make the most of your time. And that's what I've been taught too. Make the most of your time, because the time that you have, you're not going to get it back. And I think that's another aspect of success too, because my dad always told me, you know, time is going to go by, and, you know, you got to make the most of your time. And that's something that I'm always learning every day. And also, preparation meets opportunity as well. So it's those different aspects to make yourself successful. And it's
definitely
that whole gist. And I want to ask, I want to ask this very, very last question. What is next for you? What are your plans in terms of like the future? Even what are you doing for the holidays? So let's end off right there.
I'm not doing anything for the holidays. Like my daughter isn't coming home for Christmas. She's spending it with her friends. And my son, I'm not sure if he's coming home for Christmas because we've got this lockdown situation. So we're on a sort of tiered lockdown. So we don't know if we can mix households. So, but what's coming up next? I've got the Be Inspired hosting. So I've got my courses, and then I've got educators that want me to run their courses for them. And that's something that I'll be doing in 2021. I'm doing it now, and we're just growing into that in 2021. The 13 hours and 30 days is coming back in April. So I'm working on that with 6 educators. I'm not doing it this time. I'll do the next one. So I've got lots of nice projects to build over or on. I think that I don't know what else. I want to do more with my art. I want to do an art course, and I want to do all of those other little things. But at the moment, I can only think about the hosting. So I can't think about anything else. I can't imagine. And next year, John and we were meant to travel this year. This was our year for travel. And lockdown happened. We traveled at the beginning of the year. We went to Kuwait, Dubai, San Francisco. That was all in January. And we were going to go to Bali, New Zealand, Australia, Belgium, Berlin. We had loads of places planned, so we didn't. So we're going to do that next year. Then we'll be doing a lot of that. My husband's an author, so he's got a couple of places he wants to visit to read books, and I'm like, I'm up for that because it's inspired. We went to Auschwitz in Poland, which is the concentration camp from the Nazis, and I did a piece of art based on my experience there. So for me, going out and seeing these places is cool, it's good. And then I'll want to do another art course. So that's it. But for my business, the education is focusing now on educators and getting them to shine as much as I used to get the students to shine. So so yeah, that's what I want to do.
That's cool plans. That's very nice plans. How do you want to be remembered? How do you want your name to be remembered, like in years to come? Like, what will be your legacy? How would you define your legacy?
Wow. Oh. I don't know. I want to be. I think I would love to be known as the person that inspired confidence in others. I don't want to be the person that inspired creativity or, ideas, because you have that, anyone can do that. But I want to be able to be that person that gave you the courage to try something and to, that's what I would love, to be able to be that safe place that gave you that moment to shine. Yeah, that would be pretty awesome.
And I'm glad that you instill confidence in a lot of people, and just to love what they do and to have passion for it, and to really have commitment and dedication. Because I remember a time, I'm not sure if you remember, by the time I was like 14 years old, I remember I wrote to you and how I did all these like nails, and how I was so inspired by you and Catherine Wong. And there was another artist that I can remember that's, I think, from Europe. Her name is Anna Nirosnak. And I just wanted to tell you.
Yes, I know her, yes.
I just wanted to tell you face to face, like how much I've been so inspired by you. And I really because of you, I got into nail art because I seen, like I said, you and Viv Simmons and Catherine Wong and Lilia Soretta Scale, who's also from Europe. I think she's in Russia, I believe.
Yes.
And it's so inspiring to have this opportunity to interview you. And I want to thank you so much for allowing me to interview you and just taking the time out itself. And because that's really huge. And
did I reply to you?
I believe so. I can't remember the response, but this is years ago, like 2011, 2012, somewhere.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So I just wanted to let you know how inspired I am by you, and you truly give an essence of, confidence. You exude grace. You exude what it means to be passionate in what you do and success. And especially in the industry, in the beauty industry, and nails in particular. So I just want you to know, like, keep doing what you're doing. You're one of the people that a lot of people look up to, in terms of nail art and just nails in general. So as I said before, just thank you so much from the bottom of my heart.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. That's a real boost. That's so lovely. Thank you very much.
And also, to end it off, where can people find you on social media as well as like your website?
So the website's beinspired.online, and social media is, let me just get this right. Hold on. Oops, where are you off to? Oh my Lord, he's on his back legs. I'm sorry, I'm just looking for my actual page, which is Be Inspired with Sam Biddle on Facebook. And then it's Sam Biddle _inspired on Instagram. So basically Sam Biddle Inspired. That's like all my brand name. So yeah, one of those. So yeah, but beinspired.online is where you will find everything.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, like, for taking the time out for this interview. I will have your links in the description below on my YouTube channel as well, on where can people find your courses, your information, and also your blog as well, and your books. And just thank you so much again. Thank you for just taking the time out. And like I said before, I'm so inspired by you. Thank you so much.
Oh, well, thank you. I really appreciate you inviting me and doing this with me. So yeah, I appreciate it. And I look forward to listening to the interview. I think it will be interesting.
I'll also send you...
Halfway through, I forgot how to be interviewed. I was like, be careful what you say, Sam.
Yeah, I'll also send you a copy of the interview as well.
Yes, I'll put it on the website. So that'll be good. Yeah, it'll be good.
So yeah, thank you so much. Happy holidays, and take care, stay healthy, stay safe.
Wear a mask.
And enjoy. Yes, wear a mask and sanitize your hands.
Yeah, sanitize your hands.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
I have my wipes. Okay, see you later. Have a good rest of your day.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to click the bell for notifications. Also follow me on my social media platforms, as well as visiting my website, ASIATHABIRD.com, and be on the lookout for more videos to come soon. Take care, stay safe, and stay healthy.